I got to do my intro, but I'll do that not yet.
We're going to do a big clap like we usually do?
We'll do the big clap. We'll do the big
not
clap.
Yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. I saw that some people brought their kids. How many underage kids do we have here? Earmuffs, especially that one right there. That little one that's balding. No offense. What? Don't give me that stare like I didn't. Yeah. Well, you know, I had. It's good. Oh, so I'll tell you all. You can take all the pictures you want. First 3 songs, no flash. Make sure you. You can take all the pictures you want. Just you can save the flash and don't use that.
Phone's off, or airplane mode, or silent.
Yes.
One of the 3.
Silent.
Yeah, that works.
Mine's in my pocket just in case my dad calls.
Oh, he'll probably call.
Dinner called. They called the reservation people.
Oh, I was like, dinner? What?
No, they're like, we had a pipe break, so I need somewhere to go to dinner tonight. I'll take recommendations later. Are we ready to start? Well, I should do my intro. Then we'll do the clap. No, let's do the clap, then the intro.
Let's do it.
Because this is all good stuff anyway. All right, we're going to do the clap. You know how this works? It's 1, 2, 3, clap. Not 1, 2, clap. We do this all the time. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, except for Chucky over here. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. Welcome to RAWtalk, episode number 117, live from University of South Florida, St. Petersberg campus. And if anybody went over to Tampa's campus, you are screwed. Because we are not over there right now.
They are not here.
How you feeling?
I feel like death, pretty much.
Yeah?
The entire day.
Yeah.
Since we got off the plane to now.
What about
I think I have the flu or something. So don't shake my hand, anybody. I
You better not have the flu.
No, I'm going to give it to you tonight.
Oh, yeah. All right. That sounded good, Steven. There's kids here. There's a little kid over there that's about 5 months old. 7. I was close. What's the difference between 5 and 7 when they're that young anyway? I don't know. These good? These mics good?
Yeah, I think they're good. Hopefully, we'll find out later.
Well, how's it look on the odometer?
The odometer looks pretty solid.
They look good?
It looks good.
So I have notes as we normally do. I've done my intro. I've never gone to a 4-year school. It would have been cool to come to something like USF. My brother went to USF many, many years ago. I don't even know when, but I was there once. It would be cool because I always thought that the first day of school would be so awesome that you would show up and then they have all of these people lined up with all their different organizations.
They're like hanging out under a tree playing like the boombox.
Well, you got boombox guys, you've got the cooking club, you've got the knitting club, you've got the rowing people, you've got the cheerleading. Hey, you should be in like the boating club and stuff. And then you're like, hi. And then you've got the guys that are like, we're the technology club. No, that didn't happen. Does that happen at schools like this? Anybody go here? Anybody? I hear it does happen, but it hasn't happened to me. But earlier today, we showed up to the class.
Yep.
They have the coolest thing ever. Forget the class. They have a switch.
Oh, yeah.
There's a switch on the wall, and then there's this glass. And so what happens when you move the switch? The glass goes opaque. It's like, woo, off and on, off and on. I want some glass like that. I don't know where I would put it in my place because I don't have any glass doors. Other than in my shower.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Redo all your windows. That might be very, very expensive.
There's a lot of windows.
Put some tin on it.
Imagine if it blacked out, though. We could imagine if we
You
had...
already have no lights in your whole place.
Well, look, see the windows?
Yeah, you guys see.
I mean, we're in my loft right now. Could you imagine?
I feel like I am in the loft when I look up.
Doesn't it feel like it's a table? Mm-hmm. And the wheel is right there, and Sutter is doing whatever Sutter's doing? Which is what, I don't know, whatever Sutter's doing right now. It would be interesting if we had the ability to do different layers of gradation over the window by just pushing a button and just whoop an app on the phone. I bet you that exists. I'm moving my mic.
I'm sure it does.
Bit.
It's probably like $80,000 though for one window.
Oh, let's do it. We could totally
Chump
do
change.
it. No, we totally could do it. But no, the class was great. We spoke about, and we did record it. If anybody missed it, was anybody there? Chucky was there. Chucky's bride to be? No. Chucky's friend? Chucky, bride of Chucky? No bride of Chucky? No. Chucky's friend was there. It was cool.
We did straight off the plane too.
Straight off the plane. Mm-hmm. There was cursing a little bit, but just because it worked. but it was really good. Talk about informative, because we had a bunch of entrepreneurial students there asking real deal questions, like the hard hitting questions, and there wasn't any that I skipped or held back on, which is, you just let it out and you just say it like it is. So that's what we're doing. But why don't I move into the pluggy McPluggersons and then get to some other things I wanted to talk about before we get to photo news, and we're definitely going to do flying solo, which you guys are going to get to yell from your seats because the other mic was causing interference, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way, and I'll repeat it to the people at home. So think about it. We'll get back to you there later, but let's talk about Atomos, because we used the Atomos this morning. It helps you do 2 angles and only have to focus really on one. Now. And we are using the Atomos right here. This is the Ninja Blade.
2.
No, this is the Blade.
Kidding. That's the Blade. You're right.
That's the Blade.
I always screw that up.
Well, we have the Ninja 2 right there on the Wheel of Fro.
Yes.
That's the grand prize now.
Spin again.
That's the $6.99 version, by the way, on the wheel. We love it because one of the questions that we get the most with Atomos, or with anything when it comes to DSLR video since we came out with the guide, is how do I record longer than 20 minutes or 29:59, depending on if it's Nikon or Canon. And it's like, well, you don't, unless you hook up something like the Atomos. And we're doing it to the hard drive right now, so that's recording everything, and it gives you better quality, and that's the point, that it records the RAW, not the RAW, but the
straight off the sensor.
Straight off the
you
sensor.
Can change the codecs and everything, ProRes LT,
right?
Whatever you want.
Which is cool. So that's why we recommend that. And anybody getting the DSLR video, if you're doing something along the lines like we're doing, where we talk for an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time, and you don't want to have to reset your cameras, you put one of these on your cameras, or you put them on multiple, but at least have on one. That's why we have it on one, is because we can let that one roll the whole time. We can reset these, which Sam Hamberg is going to be taking care of. Thank you, Sam, for being our security over there.
Clap.
Yeah.
A little clapping.
Golf clap. Oh, well, yeah. He's in charge. He's our sutter. He's our sutter today because he's resetting the cameras. The other 2 that the Atomos isn't set to. So definitely check out Atomos if you haven't checked them out. We've talked about it quite a bit, but you would love it. We love it. We keep using it. Atomos Ninja 2. Oh, and even if you get into 4K.
Yes.
The new one.
The Samurai, right?
No.
No?
No, it's the Shogun.
Shogun, that's it. Yeah.
Not the shotgun.
Shogun.
The shocker.
Shotgun's right there, the mic.
Shocker. Could you imagine the cartoon?
There's kids in the room, man.
That's their fault for coming. If they had, there's nobody here. It's my loft. Nobody's watching. I don't know what you're talking about. But no, if they did something like that, they have those good cartoons, and it would look kind of cool. So does anybody have an Atomos here? There's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's your favorite.
Is that a Belfie stick? Does this guy have a Belfie stick? Oh my God. Oh my God. The guy has what are they called?
Selfie sticks.
That's a selfie stick?
Right?
I hate selfie sticks. I want to punch people with selfie sticks. No, he's using it in a proper way. This is a proper way to use it.
To not take selfies, you mean?
Well, to not walk around and be like, hey, look, I'm jumping out of an airplane. Look at me fall through the sky, everybody.
I will say, my friend Amanda, who we had on the show before, the one who took the great white shark photo, she, when we went to our recent Disney trip, bought a GoPro selfie stick, but it worked out because it was a big group of us, and we would want to do like a selfie, and instead of asking every single person to stop and take a picture of us. And then we did some Belfies after that.
Fun. You did some Belfies? Did everybody turn around? I ordered a Belfie.
Yeah?
No. $80 for a
Is it? Oh, it is
earmuffs?
$80.
$80?
That's insane.
It is insane. God. Jeez. So my uncle stopped by. He couldn't be here for the show. He lives down here, my dad's brother. And he was telling me a story of my grandfather. My Pop-Pop Joe is 94. All right.
Is he the one that watches sports like 24/7?
Watches sport. He is a sports almanac.
Yeah, that's it.
I call him and he's like, hello?
Jared?
Hello?
Is that you?
Pop, turn your TV off. What?
I can't hear you.
Turn your TV off. Oh, well, hold on. Let me turn the TV down. He has it on 100. Literally 100, because I bought him that TV and I flew down here to set it up for him because he had this old CRT TV. And I'm like, you're going to get a new TV. He's like, what do I need that for? I'm like, it's coming. He's like, okay, sensational. It's beautiful. So I set it up for him. I'm sitting there and he has it at 100. But anyway, he has an I Shoot Raw hat now. And my uncle was telling me that there was a bridge incident at Bridge. Everybody know what Bridge is? Old people play it. Some kind of game, like Mahjong, but not.
Some kind of game.
I don't know how bridge works. Maybe it's like you build a bridge to the other side and whoever wins, wins. I don't know. But I'm calling it Bridgegate because he's 94 and we're thinking that some 85-year-old women thought that his hat was inappropriate. I don't know what is inappropriate about that hat. He's 94. What do they think? What's wrong with those 85-year-olds? What are they thinking?
I mean, it's not like I Shoot Raw has a double meaning or anything.
Were they flappers in the 20s?
They like to get down, I guess.
Can you sing a flapper song?
Nope.
The Chattanooga Choo Choo?
You can.
Does everybody know the Chattanooga Choo Choo?
Nope.
That's not a flapper song. That's a big band song. Is that Benny Goodman? Or Steve Miller? Glenn Miller. My bad. It's Steve Miller. It's Steve Miller's dad, Glenn Miller. Go on, take your money and run. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No?
That's the only Steve Miller Band song you know.
Some people call me a space cowboy.
We got two. Can we
Yeah.
go for three?
Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice. Woo, woo. Who's Maurice? I never understood who Maurice was. I get my own echo off the back wall.
It's like natural reverb, man.
It is, but I hope I'm
Makes
speaking into the
your
mic
voice sound
good.
beautiful.
You are. Oh, is it too soon? So beautiful to me. Can't you see everything? I hope the people next door are enjoying this. He just died. Who just died? What's his name? Joe Cocker. Mm-hmm. He just died. That was one of the cover songs that he used to sing. So anyway, I don't know what's wrong with these 85-year-old women thinking that his hat is bad. I'm going to get him some shirts, and then I'm going to get him some stickers, and I'm going to tell him to use his Belfie stick and take pictures of them. And be like, yeah, he would do that. He'd have fun with that. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing I want to talk about is how many people here watched The Prophet? We got like 3-4 hands. The guy with the GoPro stick up front definitely
You're really
learned
into
about
the show.
that. I love it, man. Well, you know I love business.
I told you would love it.
Yeah, and I finally found it on CNBC.
It's a
you
great
guys
show.
need to watch this show. I love Shark Tank.
I can watch it forever.
Who watches Shark Tank? I love Shark Tank.
It's like the same thing, but way better.
Well, no, it's different.
In my opinion.
It's different.
It is a different type, but
Are you yelling?
similar.
It's different, but it still involves business. So where Shark Tank is, you've got your 5 people that sit up there.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that Kevin Harrington sits on a board of this place.
Yes. The original.
The one I made fun of. I didn't make fun of him. I did meet him once. But so there you have 5 people that are vying to put money into a company. This is where one guy goes to a company and decides to make a deal to take them, basically to own 50% of it. And then you follow the story of what's going on and if he's able to turn them around or help them become better business people or turn them into money or whatever. It's really awesome to watch. There's always something you can pick out of it business sense. So I highly recommend you guys watch The Prophet. Does that sound good? And then before we get into photo news, I definitely have a rant here. I have a rant because a company wanted to do a press release on me, the company that I work pretty closely with, and they're like, we're going to send you the press release for you to approve. And I'm reading through the press release, and I see a quote that's attributed to me. Yet I never gave them a quote. And it had some information in there that I didn't want in there. And I called them, and I was like, who in their right mind would... One, put that information public. Nobody wants that information public. It's not like it was bad information. It just wasn't information that should be there. And then, on the other hand, is that good?
Yep.
What were you doing, lowering me?
No, I was actually raising the shotgun mic.
Oh, all right. And then, on the other hand, do you think you need to skulk across? You bring more attention when you skulk across. Yeah, I used to have this issue. I used to shoot at, conferences where people are, or at weddings, and I used to, slink down, nobody's gonna see me walk through the aisle, and then I'm like, I have a fucking earmuffs afro, and you're not gonna be able to see me if I walk down the aisle. But so just walk straight up. I wouldn't have even seen you if you walked. You would have been like a ghost. Anyway, back to my rant. So I get them on the phone. I'm like, who in their right mind would put words in my mouth? I'm like, I use words a certain way, and the quote that you made is bullshit. You should have called me on the phone. So they apologized. The PR person ended up calling me, and she's like, it's a breath of fresh air that you actually want to give your own quote. Who wouldn't want to give their own quote? She's like, well, many people they just like us to write it for them, and then they approve it because they don't want to be bothered. I'm like, it's their business and their brand. Are they morons? So then I gave her a good quote, and she was very happy with my quote.
What was it?
It was a quote about using their service, but I used my words, not PR bullshit words. Earmuffs. Well, that's bullshit. That's not even bad. Really? Is he still here? Where's the little guy
right in the middle?
Well, that's one little guy, but I saw one back there. How old are you?
13.
And what's your name? Julian? Oh, he's 13. He had his bar mitzvah already. So he's a man. He can hear whatever he wants, if that's the way that it goes. Is it all right? Have you heard curses before? Yes? Who's that? Your brother curses? Do your parents know you're here? They give you permission? You should get them on the phone right now and send it up here. Excuse me, do you know your son is here? There's cursing. Some guy with hair is cursing. So that's it. It's like, I don't understand these companies that, or anybody in that sense of the word, is how can you
make up quotes
for somebody, and that's damaging. That could be potentially damaging, because if somebody comes back and says, well, you said this, I'll be like, well, no, I didn't. Well, it was quoted by you. So you have to be so careful today that if you're going to attribute something, you better make sure that it was said. And I only want my voice to be heard when I'm giving my voice. Okay. Whatever that meant. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, hey, Sam.
Hey.
It's Sam Hamberg, everybody. He's resetting the cameras again. Is it good? Is it blinking? Because, I got trust issues. Major trust. But you look like you know what you're doing. He knows what he's doing. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, is that thing blinking?
You're good.
I'm good.
Everything is rolling.
Oh, did the UPS guy just knock on my door? Is it Postman Fro?
Did your dad call yet?
No, he hasn't called yet.
Not yet?
But I think he will call before the end of the show.
Did you give him the time for this?
Well, he knows that it started at 5:40, but that doesn't.
So I give him until like 6:30.
If I tell him what time, he'll call me and be like, well, I thought you said 5:30. I was right. No shit, you were right. I said that, and you're calling again. All right, let's get into what is that called? Photo Muse?
Photo Muse.
Which we don't have new music for.
We don't have music for.
We're getting there. We are going to start getting...
For the 10th month in a row.
We're going to start getting music cut to it. We're going to have a segment. We're going to use some video blocks and audio blocks, and we're going to get that stuff rolling.
And possibly a new intro.
Possibly. Well, we have it. Yeah, Yes, Steven. Don't quote me on that.
Final unveil.
All right, go ahead. Let's get to photo news so I can interrupt.
I apologize, by the way, if I'm coughing over the place, because again, I'm dying over here. So first up, Google, they issued a major update to their Translate app, which now translates words and pictures by simply using your phone's camera. It works by just pointing your camera at anything with words, and it pretty much just overlays.
What if I did this? That's what I just thought.
Then it would say F you real big.
Would it be like...
That's how it translates in English.
Guy gives the middle finger.
But it just overlays a language that you want to translate it to. Now, it's limited to 7 languages right now, including English.
That's how you do it. You just walk.
English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish, but it'll be updated with more in the near future. And Google Translate, it's still a free app available in the App Store. This is what we need next time we go to Europe or something.
It's one of the coolest things
Translate
ever.
every menu.
The menu.
Yeah.
The fact that you can hold that thing up and it's
crazy.
Tells you what you need is insane.
And even matches the background color and everything of the actual sign or menu or whatever it is.
Did you say the magic word?
I saw the sign.
What, are you double checking yourself? Well, you better. I saw the sign.
Which, by the way, someone did comment that it was a 90s song and not an 80s song, which you told me it was an 80s song.
Then maybe I was visiting my friend's house after I moved.
It was
93. Because we listened to it on an old FM sound stereo thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 93. By the way, go back and watch their videos. Super trippy and weird and total 90s.
That's because they're Swedish.
Yeah.
And they saw the sign.
Our buddy and architecture photographer, Mike Kelly, he just put up a video tutorial on how to retouch a hotel room shoot in just 10 minutes. Really interesting tutorial. There's so much detail that he puts into it. He actually just put out that new photo, too, that we just saw, the night and day.
Yeah, did anybody see
LAX?
LAX, 24 hours of LAX that Mike Kelly put up? Is that a no?
It's really cool.
Dead silence.
Maybe we can get him to pop it up on the screen for us when we do the final video.
We could do it at the end. Yeah, we'll pop it up.
Yeah.
We have permission first. No, I don't need his permission. But I'm going to quote him, too, while we're at it.
I mean,
he says, I'm allowing you to put up my picture because you can do whatever you want, Jared.
So much work, though, that goes into this stuff that he puts together. He says he takes hours and hours to retouch. But, yeah, 10 minutes, not too bad.
So I watched Mike do his thing in the Holy Sepulchre. Does anybody know what the Holy Sepulchre is for the religious people here?
I got nothing.
Okay, so the Holy Sepulchre is in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Israel, and so it's where they took Jesus before he died or after? It was after. So that is a very, very religious and holy place. So inside is incredible. I mean, it's incredible in there. And Mike, his thing is he sets up the camera and he walks around with, like, it's not an iPad, but it's a Android of some sort, and he can trigger his camera from multiple places, but he's holding his flash. So what he does is he's taken 20, 30, 40 different pictures,
compositing everything,
and then he composites because he's light painting
and
everything, and then he gets into all this touching up. I'm like, how do you get yourself out of this picture? And he's like, easy, I do this, and then he did the same thing at they hiked up this Israeli hill, this mountain, and they got to this place that nobody goes to, and they went around and he lit everything on the roof, and it's just insane. You have to watch this video and see how he goes through this room and just what he does. I mean, for me, I walk into a room, I take a picture, I leave. Good enough, done. He goes in and he takes 27, 30, 40 pictures, walks around the room with an iPad, and then spends another 12 hours sitting there editing it, but it looks incredible. And I invited him onto the show. He says he'll fly out to Philly.
We didn't interview him yet?
No, because he's always sleeping.
Oh my God.
He'll get that
like 12
joke.
hours a day, right?
He'll get that joke. Yes.
Fuji released 2 new mirrorless cameras last week, the XA2 and XQ2. The XA2 is a selfie-ready compact camera, your favorite, which features a 175-degree 3-inch tilting LCD screen that flips up for that perfect selfie. Spec-wise, it sports a 16.3 megapixel APS-C sensor with an EXR processor 2, an ISO range of 100 to 25,600. It's Wi-Fi enabled. Classic chrome film simulation, which just about every Fuji camera has now, and much more. They introduced 2 new kit lenses as well with this release. The XC50 to 230 millimeter 2 f4.5 to 6.7. And the XC 16 to 50 millimeter f3.5 to 5.6. Now it'll be available next month with a price tag of $550 for the 16 to 50 kit.
Is this a mirrorless camera?
This is a mirrorless camera.
You can actually interchangeabilize the lenses?
Correct. They also announced the XQ2 as well, which is basically just an XQ1 spec-wise with the addition of that classic chrome film simulation mode. This one will go for $400 though, and also be available next month. So if you're looking for some somewhat cheap mirrorless cameras,
that's interesting.
Fuji's got this down.
Fuji's done pretty well in the consumer end.
They have,
or just in they don't really. Well, I guess they sort of have a pro camera out there, but they've really, really blown up the industry.
Well,
They've
I like that new the XT1.
The XT1 or
XT1? I'm sorry, yeah, XT1.
X100T.
X100T. That's what it's called.
That's what it's
all
called.
These X's and whatever, but yeah,
how many
that
X's
one.
Are there for you?
What?
I said, how many X's are there for you?
I got nothing.
I'll leave it alone.
This is an incredible find and favorite news story for me this week. 31 rolls of undeveloped film from a soldier in World War II have been discovered and processed. Really cool stuff. Photographer Levi Betweiser, he's the man behind the recovery effort, which he calls the Rescued Film Project. All of the 31 rolls were shot by the same soldier in the war, which were auctioned off in Ohio at the end of last year. Now, some of the rolls were labeled with locations and even poems, but he doesn't know who the actual photographer/soldier was. There's a whole behind-the-scenes video and mini documentary about the project and how Levi recovered the rolls at his house, along with some of the black and white images, too, that we put up on the website, which you can give them that website.
That is FroKnowsPhoto.com/RAWtalk-117 for you guys playing at home. It's a really good video. It's pretty cool to see that he rescues the film, takes pictures of the rolls before he processes them, because it's old. It's 80-year-old film.
Yeah, it's
been wound up that he found, acquired, and then he goes ahead and processes them, and then you see what is there, and then he scans them, and it's a good 10-minute piece to watch.
And the quality's not terrible for being 80 years old.
Well, no, but like he said, if you tried to print this stuff, you could never bring out the information there.
Yeah.
But the scanner picks up on things that the human eye or the enlarger never would.
Google's Project Ara is a modular phone that lets you swap out different cameras. And not just cameras, the modular system lets you swap out almost all of its components, including...
You're making the baby cry, all right?
You can swap out almost all the components, including the actual screen, so if it breaks, you can pretty much create the perfect custom smartphone for yourself. Now, Google says you'll be able to upgrade different parts of your phone when you need to, replace a broken display, save up for a high-end camera, share a module with your family, or swap one with your friends. Now, you don't have to throw your phone away every few years, end quote. Now, people are hoping for larger sensor modules or even swappable mini lenses for the smartphone. They're currently on their third version of the modular phone and say that the pilot program is set to roll out in the near future.
Yeah, like Google Glass.
So we'll see if it actually, comes to fruition on this.
What is that?
Is
that Pump Up the Jam?
It is, I think.
Who is listening to Pump Up the Jam? No, they're not.
Is it? Is it like a dance party?
Pump up the jam, pump it up. You got the party going on the dance floor. Pump up the. I should go. Are they calling for the stripper?
Uh-oh.
Whew, the pants. These. What do you guys think? Skinny jeans. When the guy patted me down today at the TSA and was very rough, he was the roughest I've ever had. I have to say that it's a good thing that these are tight, because if things were in the wrong places, he would have busted them out. Because he's just like, he's like, the guy's between my legs and all, and he's raising it, he's pulling his hands up there, and it's just like, dun, dun.
Too tight. Way too tight.
No, my pants were perfect. That guy was tough. He wasn't
He was
happy.
pissed off.
He was pissed. Did you see him?
What'd you post that on Instagram or something
Yeah,
like that?
I did.
Yeah. Watch that video, guys, if you haven't, because the guy's just like...
He wasn't happy. It was 6
Lift
in
up
the
your
morning.
shirt.
Yeah, I've never been asked to lift up my shirt to show my collar. And he was very rough with my afro.
When you lifted up your shirt like an inch, too.
Well, that's what he asked for. I didn't know. I'm like, what? You want to say that clearer, please? Because he like mumbled it.
Yeah.
Like it was doing him a disservice.
Well, the best is when you ask to be checked on the side or whatever. The one TSA agent was like, "Oh, the fro again. He's getting patted down again. Blah blah blah."
I get patted down every.
I know you now because of every time we fly
I refuse to go through the Spinny McSpinner machine. Does anybody else refuse to go through that machine, or am I just the only one? You do. Yeah. Because I feel. Where are you going? No diaper changes. I refuse to do it. As much as they want to tell you that there is no radiation because it's radio waves, I'm like, I don't care. I fly a lot. I don't feel good when I go through it. It's probably all mental. Just touch me. I don't care.
That's the real reason you want to do it.
I just want to be touched and loved. Just go ahead. I don't care.
That's why you wore your tight jeans today, isn't it? Your skinny jeans.
No, they're just more comfortable.
Don't lie.
About what?
That's why he wore them.
Oh, because I wanted guys to touch my butt?
Yep.
With the back of their hands? Mm-hmm. Because that's what they do?
And then
it's
maybe
like,
take a selfie while they're doing it.
It should be like, hey. No, he did something today, and I was like, that's new.
What'd he do?
I don't. He did something that I've never had done before while being checked out by a TSA agent. And moving on into photo news.
Moving on. The world's largest camera will become a reality after it got even more funding this past week. The 3.2 gigapixel camera got the appropriate funding and will now be built for the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope as scheduled. When completed, the camera will be the largest digital camera ever made, which will be the size of a small car and will weigh about 3 tons. The giant sensor that will be used inside was made by combining 189 individual CCD sensors, and the camera will start functioning and taking photos and videos of the night sky in 2022.
Why would they use CCDs?
I don't know.
In 2022?
Yeah, it'll be some time until they actually get this thing running.
It's 2015.
Yeah, I mean, this technology is going to be super old by the time it actually goes live.
That's like many years down the road.
I guess they got to schedule the launch, not the launch. This is a telescope, not a freaking spaceship. Once operational, it'll capture more than 815-second exposures of the sky on a nightly basis, with each exposure covering 49 times more sky area than the moon, with 6 petabytes of data being recorded each year. So that's a lot of data.
Never mind. I'm going to keep that one to myself. I'll keep that one to myself with a live audience.
A new Arkansas bill filed last week criminalizes certain camera drone usage along with the possession of photos captured during said usage.
Does that mean like they're flying weed on a drone and then they get arrested?
Probably, I don't know.
That's legal.
The bill, it's titled Concerning the Use of an Unmanned Vehicle or Aircraft that Captures Images to Create the Criminal Offenses to Provide for Civil Liability. That's a long name for a bill. Who wrote that? It was written by Representative Justin Harris.
Oh, I can't make fun of him. I love Justin Harris. Is he a Republican?
I think so.
I don't like Justin Harris.
I don't know.
Because you know why? He reminds me of, perfect for Florida, Catherine Harris. Anybody? Yeah, exactly. That's what I say. I would have used the F word if I was at home. But I'm afraid that, is Jeb Bush your something? Who's the governor of this place now? Is he bad?
I'm
Skeletor! I'm gonna get you, He-Man! And not Thundercat. And your green cat thing, and Orko. Orko. You ever have an Orko? Anybody have an Orko doll here? I had an Orko. So
My brother did, but not me.
You put this thing into Orko, and then you pull it out, and he spins around the table and stuff.
That's pretty sweet.
Orko. All right, back to Mr. Harris, Ryan Harris.
This pretty much makes all camera drone usage illegal, using wording such as, in quotes, a person commits the offense of unlawful use of an unmanned vehicle or aircraft to capture an image if the person knowingly uses or authorizes the use of an unmanned vehicle or aircraft to capture an image, end quote. Now, there are a number of exceptions.
Like what?
The photographer is fine if the drone was used, 1, the permission of the owner or occupant of the property in the photo, or 2, with a legal warrant, 3, by lawful enforcement.
Oh, a legal warrant.
Yep. I'm sorry, 3 by law enforcement. They can use it too.
It's all right for law enforcement to use it.
Yep.
Or
fire and or rescue operations as well. And there's also if it's on public land or without magnification from no more than 6 feet above ground. And not just using the drone would be illegal, but also possessing and distributing photos taken from it would be an offense and puts you at risk of civil lawsuits and $1,000 for each photo of a person or property photographed unlawfully.
This sounds like sounds like he took a bill that was about drug possession
and redid it for drones.
It's like anywhere it says drugs,
law enforcement can do drugs, but you can't.
Drones. Well, they do.
But you can read the whole 3-page bill for yourself. It's over on the website as well.
You just read it for us.
Pretty much, yeah. A couple more stories. This is pretty cool. A stop-motion animator reconfigured a 1980s Nintendo Power Glove to help with his filming workflow. He basically uses it as a monitor playback remote, replaying the footage he just shot to make sure the animation is smooth. He put up a behind-the-scenes video showcasing how he reconfigured it and how he specifically uses it. Do you remember the Power Glove?
Yes, I remember the Power Glove. I never had the Power Glove. The Power Glove was expensive, and if you moved your wrist the wrong way, it disconnected.
Really?
Yes, that was the problem with the Power Glove. But you look cool wearing it because it had this touchpad on the side of it.
Super cool.
But did you have the running pad? Anybody have the running pad?
I didn't know.
No? Yes? Yeah, man. Track and field, run really fast. Just pounce those buttons.
Leica gave 140.
Wait, that's it?
That's it for that.
What was that story? Because I forgot what it was already.
Basically, he reconfigured the Power Glove to help him as like a remote for filming stop motion.
So what was that movie called? Anybody?
Was it
The Wizard?
The Wizard, yeah.
Wizard. That's a great...
That was like the debut of the Power Glove,
Who said that was
right?
bad?
No, it's the quote. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Oh.
Like it's good.
Is that a Wu-Tang shirt?
No.
Just checking. No, that movie was so good, by the way. Now what is your Belfie stick? Oh, sorry. I don't know. I just saw a blinking blue light. Do you like it?
Love it.
It works well. Should keep using them. I'm a big proponent. What is that one?
It's a spot for the remote, so you can just have it.
Yeah, see, for that use where you're using it to do that, I will say okay. For shooting yourself, not okay.
Or your buttocks.
Or your, well, all right.
Leica gave 143rd and 4th grade kids a blank camera template and asked them to unleash their creativity and create new designs for a couple single edition M rangefinders. Now, 2 cameras were actually made with the new skins, one featuring a rainbow theme and the other having a dragon medieval type of theme. Now, both cameras are being shown off at Leica's Lights Wetzlar Park location for the rest of the month and will be auctioned off with 100% of the proceeds going towards a charity called Kinderlachen, which means children's laughter, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that means Kinderlachen. It comes from the German for Kinderlachen.
I mean, the one-of-a-kind cameras are going to be insanely expensive.
Yeah,
I'm
you know
sure.
how much they're going to cost?
How much?
$9,000. Speaking of
How about that commercial?
How about that commercial? I
sent
sent it
that
to
to
you,
me
right?
right away, yeah.
I sent him. I saw that H&R Block,
Yeah.
HR Block commercial where the guy just says, pronounce this.
9?
Now do it angrier. 9?
No, 9.
9.
No, 9.
9. Exactly.
See?
He's got it. He's got it.
A couple more.
Wait, now we're going to get yelled at from our German readers again.
Again. I don't get you're the one saying it, not me.
There's nothing wrong with saying 9. How many times did I do that in Germany, though?
A lot. Every other person.
What time is it? 9?
Terrible. A group of time-lapse photographers teamed up this past New Year's Eve and released a video showcasing various different time-lapse angles of the ball dropping in New York City.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
I thought it was going to be way cooler, too. I was hoping
Go ahead.
that it would be
I'll tell you what I think when you're done.
The group, they're simply called the Time-Lapse Group. They staged themselves across various rooftops.
That is so original.
To get the footage. They did a video last year as well, but they're more proud of this year's film. And, I love me some time-lapse videos, but yeah, I was also kind of disappointed
Do you
at this
know
one.
where it failed?
Where?
You have 10 seconds of the ball dropping.
And it's like a 4-minute video?
No, you have 10. No, you have 10 seconds of the ball dropping, and they didn't show the.
Well,
in a time lapse, the ball should have been coming down until it exploded.
Because the video is just kind of like preparation of the entire day, and then it shows the ball dropping at the way end.
Right, but you don't get to see the ball. Like it should be like.
It's not zoomed in.
Bink.
Yeah.
No, they should. Should have done
different
that.
angles, everything. It would have been a lot cooler, but still a good effort.
Ice cold.
Ice cold.
You said cooler. I said ice cold.
Ice cold.
Hey,
I got you. Another. You done?
Shake it.
You done? Another modular system called Lens Racks lets you showcase your gear on your shelves, similar to what a wine rack does for wine. The Kickstarter storage system was designed to store and organize their precious investments with style. It's basically an aluminum rail which lets you interchange lenses, flashes, camera mounts, creating your own display, essentially. Good for your bookshelf.
Why?
You would like it, I think.
No. You know where I put my lenses?
On the bookshelf?
In a bag.
But we have a lot of them on the actual bookshelf, too.
Well, yeah.
For display / usage.
We use them a lot.
Yeah, we do. Now, you can combine multiple rails onto a grid, too, so you can expand as you get more gear. A basic Lens Racks kit comes with 1 rail, 4 lens holders, 1 flash holder, 1 camera adapter, and 1 rail stand, and it costs around $25. Now, you pay $90, and you can choose up to 3 rails, 18 holders,
Dude,
and any of the rail stands.
Does it come with the 8-ball while you're at it? Exactly. Yeah. It's like somebody give that kid a rail.
Now, right now, the system is currently available for Canon and Nikon shooters. So far, it's raised about half its goal at $10,000 at the time of this recording, and has about a month to go to get to the full $20,000 to be funded.
I will not be funding the lens
I figured you
rail.
wouldn't be, but I wanted to bring it up.
You better go.
That is it for photo news.
No, it's not.
Somewhat light week because we just recorded Thursday, and now we're recording again, so it's only been 4 or 5 days.
It is.
Yeah.
It has been. Mm-hmm. That's it. We're going home.
That's it. Bye, guys.
That's not it. That's not it. So we did that. We're going to do flying solo.
Yes.
But live flying solo is always fun. So if you have questions, you're going to raise your hand, like in school, because we're out of school.
Oh, do we have the gear of the week this week? Do we have anything?
No, I'm just getting really distracted by that fucking music next door, to put it mildly. Turn off your music! God. Oh, shit. With the cheerleaders? All right, it's okay. Go Bulls! Gear of the week.
Do we have it?
Did we have something new come in?
I didn't think we did.
Yeah, we do. We got these things.
Oh, yeah, that's what we want to talk
Huey,
about.
Dewey, and Louie. Well, what color is Huey?
I don't know.
There's Huey. Who's Dewey?
Green.
Dewey and Louie.
Red.
Okay, there we go. These are
MePhoto.
mofos?
Mofos.
Me photos. We haven't. This is the first time we've used them. I saw them at Allen's when I was just hanging out, just looking for stuff, and I was asking them, what do they think of these tripods versus the Manfrotto ones that are basically, they're all ripoffs of each other.
Yeah.
They all come out of China off the same factory, basically. And they said
name.
that they've had good luck selling these, that they've been good and reliable. So I had my guy call MePhoto and ask for them to send us the 3 carbon fiber ones. Just out of them, I'm like, send me 3 of them. I want to use them because I want to take them for Mobile RAWtalk because these are carbon fiber. It's $369. They are stable. They do work. If you have to travel a lot and you need to travel light, I think it's pretty good.
Well, because they fold up to, what, like a foot and a half?
Not
if
very
that?
much. And they're really light. And I think you can get the aluminum versions for like $209.
Really light.
So they're not bad. They're not like Gitzo. You know, you're not talking a $600 tripod, but for what they are, with the head that comes off, we put a video head on it today. So far, it's okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend their ball head, but
That wasn't their ball head.
well, the video head was fine, but I'm saying the ball head that we're using currently.
Oh yeah, and you can replace that.
Yeah.
But you can't replace it with something in nice color. They need to come up with different ball heads, like a side grip and everything that come in those colors.
Yeah.
That would be a good option. So I would call that gear of the week. If you like mofos, you can go check out MePhoto and find yourself a mofo.
Flying solo time?
Well, different color mofo. They come in multi-colors because,
How many other colors do they offer?
well, there's one in, I think there's an orange.
I'm assuming no purple, right?
There is purple, but it doesn't come in this version. I was very upset.
I'm sure.
Very upset because I like purple. All right. How much time are we into, just so I know?
About 45 minutes, roughly.
Let's get to flying solo because then we're going to have Wheel of Fro, and we just did photo news. Flying solo. So it is your job, guys, to ask questions. You have to have them. I need hands raised. Who's going first?
Are they just yelling it out, right?
They're going to yell it out, and I'll repeat it for the people at home because that thing probably won't pick it up, will it?
Maybe, but I
Well, I'll just tell you what happened. Is we were going to use a wireless mic, a stick mic, but it was interfering with these other mics, so we wanted people in the back to hear us without having to strain. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Brian, and I'm from now Palm Harbor.
Exactly. He's Brian from Male Plum Albert.
Now from Palm Harbor.
What the? What's
I
he
don't know
saying?
what
What are you saying? Spell it.
Palm Harbor.
Oh, Palm Harbor.
I did not hear that
I did
at
not
all.
get that at all.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, too soon. Too soon. What's your question?
When you decided to go to a location such as, Florida, you came here, what do you use to, I know you're going to shoot with Scott Kelby, right? So do you have to have a specific event going on, or do you...
To travel, to decide where I go?
Right, like, because obviously your fans here, you got enough of them here.
Yeah.
They came out. Do you just would you just do a Mobile RAWtalk just for the sake of doing a Mobile RAWtalk?
Sure. So the question is, for the people at home watching, how do I decide where I'm basically going for Mobile RAWtalk? How did I decide to come down here? The first thing is Kelby invited me to be on, what's that thing called?
The Grid.
So I'm going on the Grid tomorrow, and I figured wherever we travel, it's always good to meet up with you guys. And I only had 10 days to figure this one out. So I got some help and figured this out, and this is working out. We didn't do the Dolly Museum, but I still may go check it out in the morning.
I think we'll have time.
Has anybody been to the Dolly Museum? It's good, right?
I heard it's worth a check out.
And Van Gogh is there. Or Van Gogh's ear is there. Shit, Picasso's there. Damn it. That didn't work because Picasso's the other. There's a bunch of Picassos at the Barnes.
Is there?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's a bunch of Picassos. He gave him some money. So how do I decide? Kelby invited me down, and I'm like, I'm not just going to fly in and fly out. I have family down here and my brother's friends that went to USF that became my friends. I'm going to meet up with them tomorrow for dinner. Why don't we try to schedule a RAWtalk because it's fun? And I have to thank Squarespace, by the way, for making the trip, that part happen. They take care of the financing. Basically, it keeps all of this free. So when you guys come out to these events or see RAWtalks, it's because they allowed us to do this. They give us the money to fly, and basically they're a sponsor for that. So we are very appreciative of them. One, they have a really good product, and two, thank them for keeping
Helping
all
us
this
out.
free. That's how we can put out an hour and a half to 2 hours of content free each week. And well, that's just on RAWtalk, not counting the other videos that happen. So big thanks to Squarespace. Squarespace.com/Fro. And if you're a student, I went over this earlier, you can get 50% off. Go to squarespace.com/Fro, then go to squarespace.com/student, students with an S, and then you can find your school and you can get 50% off your first year. So I decided to pick a location and see what would happen. So then I put up the tickets, which worked really well on Eventbrite, and 173 of them went in like 12 hours, or maybe it was 24 hours, and I cut that off. And I said that you guys could bring a guest and all of that. I don't know how many people are here.
Who was forced to come here? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, how many forced?
Who was forced to come here?
Yeah, who was forced?
Come on.
It's always the women.
Always.
Any men forced to be here? What? Yeah. See, the
Doubtful.
readership. It's yes. You brought him? No. All right. There you go. She
As he
made
wears
you.
an I Shoot Raw shirt.
Exactly. Exactly.
Boom.
But I need to finish answering this guy's question from Palmolive. Oh, all right, he's from New Jersey. All right, now he lives in Palmolive. So
Very clean where he lives.
It is very clean. It smells good. It's about just picking a location. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Throw a dart at the map. Okay, let's go there. Like Colorado. Somebody sent us beer from Colorado. Okay, why don't we go to Colorado and go to a brewery and do a show at a brewery where people can drink and you can have beer?
Yeah, I want to do that.
That would be fun. So we would go to Colorado, and I should be doing boot camps. And I'll tell you why I haven't done a lot of boot camps right now. And I said this to the class earlier today, is that I need somebody on my side that basically helps with scheduling. I almost lost my pen. Calls the areas and says, I found these three studios that you could hold your event at. It costs X, Y, and Z. I've already done all this work for you. All you need to do is put it up for sale. And then you need to go. And that would be good for me, because then we could do a Raw Talk on Friday, and Saturday could be the boot camp, and Sunday I can go home, and that would be cool. So anywhere we travel, I like to do this. So really, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just I need to go to Australia. Squarespace, I'm talking to them tomorrow, because they will be a big part in helping us get to Australia, because it's about $2,000 round trip for each ticket, which isn't bad. But I can do.
And it takes like 18 hours to fly there, right?
It takes 16 hours
if we go from LA.
But we're going to do that. Well, what I plan on doing if we go to Australia is we'll go out to LA, spend 2 or 3 days. I'll do a boot camp so we can make money to basically help fund the trip, or more fund it than what Squarespace is able to do. Do a Raw Talk, get that edited, get that ready to go up or whenever, and then go to Australia for probably at least 3 weeks.
Very cool.
And then maybe go to the land of... Huh?
How many weeks?
No, sorry, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No, we'll definitely go for at least 3 weeks, and then we'll go to the Hobbit land, maybe.
The Hobbit land?
New Zealand, where they got hobbit holes, and Frodo lives.
Frodo.
All right, thank you. Good question. Next. The little guy all the way in the back who's too young to drive. What kind of conditioner? The question is what kind of conditioner? I don't use any conditioner. I haven't used conditioner for a long time because I think it makes my hair too... it won't. I worry that it won't be froey after that.
Too smooth?
It would be too relaxed.
Too silky smooth?
Yeah, I don't like that feeling. But I use Pantene Pro V, which is what every woman says, oh, worst ever. How do you use that on your hair?
Tresemme all day.
Is that what you use? Mm-hmm. Tresemme? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what Tresemme is.
It's great shampoo.
Does it come from Palmolive?
And conditioner.
All right, next question. Yes, sir. Favorite type of subject to photograph and why? I don't like people. Like, I never really got along with people back when I was back in the day, so I didn't like interacting, but I love photographing people. The reason is candids. I love capturing candid moments of people in their natural environment. Whatever situation they're in, whether they're a celebrity, whether they're a musician, whether they're a tech visionary, or people that are doing their job. I had a friend, she does knitting and sewing and all that stuff, and I made awesome photos of her just in her studio with really bad light, but it was just... I love the challenge of capturing people in their natural environment. People may think, oh, you don't use flash because you don't know what you're doing. No, I can use flash. I just don't like how it interferes with my subject. And then I don't like how artificial it looks. And I know they say that you can make it look not artificial, but it looks artificial to me even when it's not supposed to be. Unless you spend hours upon hours upon hours building your lighting setup.
Unless you're Mike Kelly and you light paint the entire room.
Then it still looks like it was lit.
Yeah.
It just does.
But it looks really good.
It does look really good. But that's my way of doing it. I love candids of people doing their thing, no matter who they are, because everybody has a story and everything's about a photo story. So that's my answer to that. Yes?
What's in your camera bag?
What's in my camera bag right now?
Generally when you travel.
When we travel, I'll just run you through the think tank. We use an airport security to go on the planes here in the States. Right in the bottom of the bag, we have these 2 microphone stands, these metal plates with the microphone stands and the 2 Rode broadcasters. 3 Nikon D610s right now. Hopefully they'll replace them with D750s, but they have to wait till they're done their recall and do whatever they need to do with their cameras to then get us 3 new of those. We have 2 24-70s in there. We've got the 14-24. We have the Atomos. We have the
70-200 as well for the lecture earlier.
Yep, we brought that. We have all the cables, so we have 3 XLR cables. We had that mic up there. We put the mic stands and everything underneath.
Shotgun mics.
The shotgun mic, so we could get some room noise because I like hearing people laugh. It's nice when it actually doesn't sound dead and all, like bad jokes. So we have that. We've got, I mean, the bags are packed
The Zoom,
for this
all
type
the little
stuff.
accessories,
Zoom.
gaff tape. We have a separate tripod bag for all the tripods, the microphone stands, literally everything. We bring like 6 bags for just the 2 of us.
And if I'm going to shoot, then I'll probably
Laptops.
I'll probably bring my D4. I didn't bring my D4S because I'm not planning on shooting, but I'll either take the D4S these days or like we did in Europe, the D810 was exquisite.
This is the first time I didn't bring my 5D. I usually always do.
Yeah, because we use it for filming like we did at CES.
Well, and it's we're nonstop from the second we land to literally the second we go back home.
My fault. Did you want to go to the beach?
We haven't even been to the hotel room yet today. We
No.
still have all our luggage with us.
I did all your luggage.
Yeah.
I mean, I packed 2 T-shirts.
Well, yeah, I brought the big bag so we can bring all the extra gear in there.
Yeah.
So we can check it.
Good question. Next question. Wait, I can't see anything. Yes, sir.
If you had somebody approach you to be a second shooter,
I'd punch them. Go ahead.
what would be something you want to hear from them?
From a second shooter?
Yeah, if you were to do more like wedding or something that would require.
Okay, it's a good question. What do I want to hear from a second shooter? If I was in the market for one, what would I want to hear from them? I don't know it's primarily what I want to hear from them, but what I want to see from them is that their work speaks volumes, that they're capable of interacting with people because they have to go to this, they have to go there. They need to know how to interact with people because if they don't have people skills, that's going to look poorly upon you, but they may not need their own gear, but it's nice that they do. If they come prepared and they show you quality work, and they're like, this is what I shoot with, this is what I have, here's what's in my bag, here's what I've done, give me an outline. This is what I've done. It's like when I hired Steven full-time, and we were negotiating salary stuff.
Oh, yes. That was fun.
Well, it was easy. Wasn't it easy?
I came back with a much bigger offer.
Well, it's just, I didn't know. So Steven came, he sat me down, and he's like, look, I'm not sure if you don't know because you never hired anybody full-time, but here's what somebody in my position would make for this type of stuff. And I'm like, so what do you want? He picked a number.
And I even had a whole list of like why.
He had a whole list.
And you're just like, just tell me the freaking number.
Just pick a number. Just tell me the number, and I'll say okay. Because it's that because Steven is worth whatever he asked for.
$1 billion.
Exactly. But that's it, Steve. Because what was so good is that he didn't just sit there and be like, that number, it's not whatever. He came back and he's like, here's what I do. Here's what some of my friends make in certain situations. And is that a Phillies hat? No, is that a Bucks hat? Yeah, whatever. Bucks. Worst jerseys. What is that color? I like pewter, but they wear the alternative weird jersey hats, helmets. Creamsicles. I like the old ones. But anyway, so if a second shooter was to come to me, I just want to see quality work, but a consistent amount of quality work. I'm going to be like, I want to see the best of the best that you have from the last 5 things that you've done. I want to see it, and then I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of questions, and that's it. Does that help? Yep. Yeah, that's what I need to see. There was a question. Well, he had his hand up there. Yeah.
I forgot the question.
He forgot his question. Go ahead.
Do you know of any low light / nighttime lighting solution for a GoPro? It's primarily what I've used, and I've seen anything out there.
So the question is, have I seen anything to use to help with low light with the GoPro? And that's no. That's going to be the image sensor size. I think you just move to a DSLR at that point. But you want something smaller.
I mean, I personally think the GoPro video is terrible unless you're outside in direct sunlight or something.
Or you're running ProTune in the
ProTune,
beautiful light, color
light.
corrected.
Yeah,
I don't have an
color
answer.
graded for sure.
I don't know that there's a solution for it. Maybe just bypass the GoPro and get a Sony, something small that's mirrorless but has a pretty big sensor and that's good in low light. Sure. I don't know that answers it, but at least that could work better. Oh, my beard got stuck. Yes.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for helping me grow as a photographer.
You're welcome.
This relates directly to concert photography. How much of a faux pas is it for you to actually stand out in the photo pit? As far as, a lot of guys go out there and are wearing black to blend in with the rest of the crowd. but I want to try to make myself stand out to the artist to get more direct contact with the artist. Is that a true faux pas and not to do it?
Well, I wear yellow in the pit sometimes, and I have a big afro, so they can't miss me. I don't wear black. Like it's like the walking here, you know, and trying to pretend nobody sees you. It's like they're gonna see you. I mean, I don't look to blend in. I don't want to blend in
Unless you're on stage.
Well, I still wear.
I think
yellow
that's a
on
different
stage.
story.
But it's different what you're doing. The way to get their attention, I don't know that they're gonna look at you and be like, I want to work with that guy, because they see you standing out. If they see you time and time again, show after show, and then what you're doing is talking to the tour manager and handing him the files, and he's taking them, or the images, physical images, taking them backstage, and then asking to get back to the artist, and then they're like, oh yeah, I noticed you in the pit. That's going to happen, but they're going to notice it from your work, and they'll see you. I don't think there's anything you can do out of the norm that is going to make you more noticeable and you don't want to be annoying. You don't want to have like things flashing so that they're looking at you.
Can I give you a part two on that same line?
Part two.
Part two of this question. Is there a way still for concert photographers to make money in this industry because of the fact there are so many outlets out there and so many people willing to do it for free?
Is there a way to make money at concert photography? Is part two. No. It's a tough one. I mean, it's a tough one because I don't think people make a living at shooting concerts. I certainly didn't make a living shooting concerts. I was shooting weddings, making money, allowing me to shoot concerts. Unless you're getting in with a huge-ass band that's putting you on retainer and paying you, you go out and enjoy it and shoot and know that you're really not going to make a lot of money. I got, you know, like Live Nation still calls and they're like, oh, we got $100 for you to shoot. If it was something that I wanted to shoot, I would probably just do it. Now they are opening a venue 2 blocks from my house. That's supposed to be a very nice 2,000 to 3,000 seat venue. And
Did they break ground for that?
Yeah, they're already working on it right
Nice.
now. And I've already talked to my guy at Live Nation. One, that it's their office. I'm like, I want to put photos in your office. I probably won't charge you, but you'll pay for the prints because I want my stuff hanging in their office. But I want it done right because if I don't do it, it's probably going to be shitty prints done terrible on the wall because that's usually what happens. They have somebody print it out on a shitty inkjet and it's bad. I think you have to parlay it. I think concert photography is something that you do that people will notice, but you have to hit them back with the things you can make money with. Because Live Nation, back where I'm at, they have this guy that's handling people, sending people to do shows, and generally, quote unquote, they don't have budgets. Because I talked to the guy about doing a show, and they put him in contact with me. He's like, oh, so what have you done? I'm like, you don't know who the fuck I am? Not to say it that way, but seriously, this is Live Nation, and you do know me because I've shot with you before, so don't give me that shit. Like, I don't want to be vetted here. I'm like, my work is on my site. I've sent you it. I've shown you know what I do. Don't sit here and think that I'm not, because that's confident. I'm not being a dick there. I'm just saying that because it was pretty frustrating.
You shot for them for years too, right?
Yes, but they didn't want to pay anymore, and so I wasn't going to shoot photos for them that they didn't want to pay. But if I want to go shoot a show, I will offer them the prints because I want to shoot the show. Mm-hmm. That's if I want to shoot the show. But it's just they have to. The realization now is that Joe Schmo is going to walk in and do it for free, and they rather get shitty free work than to pay for really good work because, who cares? That is the mentality. So, yes, sir.
Regarding that, a question popped regarding if we should have photography licensed as an industry and as a profession.
Like a union?
No. The same, like a trade organization, the same way real estate agents are. Not to teach photography, but to teach it better business practices. So that way, if you have better business practices and you pass the
there's
protect the industry to a certain extent.
So basically the question is, do I think that there should be some kind of organization that you have to pass a test to get some kind of certification? No. I hate unions. That's a union. I mean, they have events, they have like NPPA and all these different organizations that you can become a part of that give you a seal of some thing that you put on your site, but you paid your dues and stuff like that, so you're basically paying to play. I had this discussion with my friend yesterday installing something at my house, and we're just talking about unions and the wages and how they'll picket your site if you don't use them and you're using non-union people. I'm like, well, isn't that a monopoly? I don't understand how that's legal in what we're doing, where the government cracks down on everything, but the union can sit there and set these asinine prices and rip off schools and all this stuff because they got to make their $80 or $95 an hour to go do it. I sound like I'm Catherine Harris, except she's probably pro-union. Fuck Catherine Harris. Is she here right now? God. Sorry, I got upset. No, I don't think there should be an organization, a way that people have to pass a test. I think your test is, do you have quality work and can you get the jobs? It's as simple as that. If somebody's going to look at your work and it's terrible, they shouldn't hire you. If your work is amazing, they should probably hire you. And that's what I got from that. Is that too harsh? Am I being too harsh anywhere? No? Am I saying it like it is? Just making sure everything's blinking. Sam, how we doing? Questions? Back left? I'll go there.
Yeah, in a video you did, a 5-year plan, you talked about the progression from like the D3000 up to the D300S.
Yep.
But can you talk about the lens progression as well?
Sure. So the question was about an old video that I did, the 5-year plan, which is pretty good video. It's not even
update that.
It's not even 5 years since I made it.
No?
It's still in the 4.5. Yeah, that was one of the early videos I did in my
Soon.
backyard. So the question is, I talked about the progression for bodies, how you work your way up for that, but what is my progression for lenses? I think the progression for lenses is you just go straight to the top if you can go to the top. If you can. If you can't, the Sigmas, like if you're on a DX camera, you should probably stay away from, there I put the probably in, so it's not definitives, the kit type lenses. Pick up a 17-50 Sigma or a 17-50 Tamron, something that's a straight 2.8 that's maybe $540. I know it sounds like a lot to some, and it is. $540 is not nothing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to your photography, if you pick up that 17-50 2.8 for $550 or it's under $600, you will see a difference in your work. You just will, because it's going to make your job a lot easier shooting. It's a very versatile lens because it's pretty wide on DX and it gives you a nice little zoom. It's a good starting point, and better yet, when it's time to move up to FX or in 3-4 years, you can sell that to the next person coming up who is in your position and still get $400 out of that $600 lens, and you rented it for $200 for the time that you had it. I'm a big proponent of buying and investing in the best piece of glass, because then when you sell it or move into the next version, it's almost costing you nothing.
It retains its value.
It does, but the shitty lenses are going away really damn quick. So the lens progression is, I think, in terms of if I was a DX shooter today, a 17-50 and a 70-200, probably the first two lenses. I know I've talked about the 35-1.8 and the 50-1.8, great lenses for learning, but if you want two versatile lenses, if you're a portrait shooter that sometimes shoots landscapes or sports, or you shoot events, 17-50 is going to do it, and a 70-200 is going to do it. First lens I bought, 80-200 2.8 two-touch ED from Nikon, and the second lens was a 35-70 2.8 that I got used for like $400 back in the day because I didn't have a wide lens yet. So those were the first two. Then I added an ultra wide. I added a 20mm 2.8 back in this was film, so this was full frame. And then after that, you start adding specialties. I think you add the best lenses early, and then when you need specialty lenses, that's when you start getting, probably not fish eyes, but the macro lenses and stuff like that. Good, Steve?
Yep.
Good answer? All right. Questions? You remembered it?
Yes, I remember.
All right, next guy. What is it?
I'm interested in film photography. Is there any camera or film that you suggest?
So he's interested in film photography. What do I suggest? A camera. Make sure it doesn't have a light leak. A film camera is totally different than worrying about digital. You can pick up a Nikon F5, one of the best cameras ever made. A lot say the F6, but I've never used it, for like $350 for a working F5. That is an insane body. You can find bodies like an N90S. It doesn't really matter. The focusing, you'll notice a major difference with the focusing. The focusing is the one thing that has gotten leaps and bounds better than anything else. What is that, clapping?
It's a big party over there.
It is a party. We should go, whatever. What was the question?
Camera and film.
Oh, film. Look, film is I think I love shooting black and white. Getting it processed is another thing. You have to go get it processed. But when it comes to the body, just get a body that doesn't have light leaks. If you have a Nikon system or a Canon system, buy a Nikon or a Canon film camera so you can use all of your lenses. They still work on those old ones. The thing you'll notice is that the focus system has really, it's so bad in the old ones. Like the F5 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 focusing points that were gray. And then when you moved them to where they were, they turned black. So it didn't exactly work well in low lights. And it had that the joystick on the back that barely pressed. Fantastic camera. But when it comes to color film, you know, you have your Fuji and you have your Kodak. You really don't have a lot of choices anymore. And plus you scan it anyway. Good? Or other question? Yes.
What's your favorite thing to shoot with now?
With? To shoot with, my favorite thing to shoot with? I mean, I love my D4S. I do. I love my D4S. When you use a camera like that, it just makes shooting fun. Because for a while, I tested the D750. I was using the D610. I used the D810, which is absolutely a joy to shoot with. But when you put a D4S in your hands, nothing beats the quality. Just the feel of that. It just feels good.
The ergonomics on that camera.
It's great.
Outstanding.
It's all built in there. The buttons work. You get spoiled when you use that stuff. I'll turn over here. Yes.
What's your favorite portrait photographer?
My favorite portrait photographer. If I had to go back into the day, I'll pick a USF Karsh. Anybody know Karsh's work? From my bookshelf, I've got that book. USF Karsh is fantastic. Just he was early 1900s into the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Had an awesome photo of Churchill, the one where he's just scowling at the camera, because what happened there is he pulled the cigar out of his mouth and got his attention, because Churchill didn't really want to be there. Churchill's one, and then I can't remember that other guy's name that I bought those books. Remember the one with all the celebrities in it?
Oh yeah.
What was that? Yes, Martin Schuller's stuff is just unfreaking believable. I picked up that book. Unbelievable. That's why I make the From My Bookshelf videos.
With Clooney on the front?
Yes.
Yes. That was a great book.
Every page,
everyone.
Every page you turn in there is an unbelievable portrait.
And the layout to that book is great.
That's a good one. Next. Yes, sir.
What's more gratifying now, capturing a great image or producing great content?
Oh, what's more gratifying, capturing that great image or making great content? Well, I make more content than I do when it comes to shooting or then shooting. There is still something that when you go out on a photo shoot and you come back with those images, that is just to sit there, just to go to a show or to do something, to photograph photojournalistically something, and you come back and you put together a photo story and you go, holy shit, yeah, I still got it, didn't lose it. You hope you don't lose it.
You definitely get more excited when you see that you got that shot.
And then then it goes away and you want to do it again.
Yeah.
It doesn't last long. That's really satisfying. I think that's more satisfying than a good show. I love these shows and I love making great the 5-minute portraits. The CES thing turned out really well because of Steven's editing, and we went in there with an idea. Did everybody see the CES video? Yeah, it wasn't boring, right?
It was fun.
It was fun. We went in there with the idea that
Did you ever find the bathroom, by the way?
We did, I think. We actually finally found it. Yeah, we did use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the camera back in the guy's face.
Yeah, there was a guy there that upset me.
He didn't do anything. He just walked away.
He did walk away because I don't think he understood what I was doing, but he was just pissing me off. Usually I don't get affected by that, but it was annoying because he kept getting closer and closer. I'm like, common courtesy, get the fuck out of my
angle.
There
was like 20 people crowded around us.
Which is fine. I don't mind people crowded around. It makes it more fun.
Close,
but when you sit there with your phone and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
So good pieces of content are great, but I don't think anything beats capturing that moment.
I'm Marley from Orlando. So I'm sure you consider yourself an established photographer. What was the day that you realized I'm here, I made it?
What was the day that I realized that I'm here and I made it as a photographer? I never experienced that, to be honest. Seriously, I was shooting for Rolling Stone and I didn't think that was good enough. There was freelance for Rolling Stone. I think the only thing that would have been is getting a cover of Rolling Stone. I never was satisfied with where I was. I always felt like I didn't accomplish enough as a photographer, even today. It's just like, the work was good, and I enjoyed doing. I love shooting, but I never felt like I've made it. Really, I never felt satisfied in the work that I was in, not the work that I was doing, but in the recognition that was happening or not happening. Does that make sense? Yeah, because it's a hard one because it's like you always you want more, and I don't think you should ever be satisfied or think that you did make it, because then that's when you start turning and going the wrong way. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I couldn't see you. The camera was blocking you.
When you were mentioning those lenses, the 17 to 50 and the 70 to 200, what would you use for the FX?
Oh, for the FX. So when I was mentioning DX, basically the Hebrew Trinity, which was 17 to 50 and 70 to 200. If you're on the FX end, is it Nikon or Canon?
Nikon.
On the Nikon side, it's simple. 24 to 70, 70 to 200, 14 to 24 is the one that you add. But it depends what you're shooting. What are you shooting?
I shoot a lot of stuff, different,
Wide angles, zooms?
mostly zooms.
I mean, is it like what type of subject matter?
I shoot pictures so I can paint them. So
Oh.
I shoot birds and landscapes and people. And
Okay, so in that case, it's a different scenario then. If that's what you're shooting for, there's different options. If you're shooting birds, you can look at something like even the Sigma makes that 150 to 600, or Tamron makes that 150 to 600.
Yeah,
That's
fairly inexpensive.
right.
for
It's
that
less
type of
expensive because you don't
lens.
have to drop the money on a 14 to 24 for a landscape if you're going to turn it into paintings, because a lot of this stuff is based off of what somebody's going to use it for. And for you, I think you can get away with using not the most expensive stuff in the world because you have an idea of what you're looking to capture. You could use a 70 to 300 VR, which is $490, I believe, or $530 or $540, which is going to give you a lot of reach on FX. It's going to be a good one to shoot birds and to shoot people at a distance. So something like that for what you said, I think would work out. Good? Again?
Yeah.
That guy.
So we talked about how you've been doing a lot more videos and content in relation to photography.
Yep.
Do you ever find yourself, passing by your D4S and missing the struggle that it was just you and your camera?
You mean shooting more video now?
Yeah, back when you were shooting concerts and stuff, do you ever miss that, like, every job felt like this might be your last, so you got to make it,
No, I don't feel that.
You don't miss taking still images more than, because isn't your time pulled a little bit more from?
So the question is, do I miss taking stills because I'm doing a lot more video, correct?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Well, I can shoot. I think there's a misconception of my time, right?
Definitely is.
I do have time to do stuff. The videos we've started to really program how we work it so that we can hammer out a good amount of certain content at a time that keeps me free.
Almost like an assembly line or something like that.
But of quality.
Yeah.
Because
it takes a lot of time.
It does. We brought Todd in to help keep me organized and produce properly so that we're doing better. Because the whole goal is bigger and better content when it comes around. Also, we have another editor on the side, not just Steven.
We have Dan.
Todd can do some, and then we have a guy, Dan, who does some. And that I'm starting to delegate. I talked about this in the business class today, is how delegating you have to delegate certain things and find teams of people that free you up to do other things. So I'm finding that I have more time to do certain things that I didn't have before because I'm starting to get other people into positions to help make that job easier. I mean, I love shooting. I don't miss touring with bands. I don't think that was the most enjoyable thing in the world, but I was always a selective shooter when it came to stills. So I don't miss it because I can do it. I can pick up the camera and I can go shoot. I'm just looking for that partner to go shoot with. Aww. But that's good. She better shoot Nikon though.
Your Nikon girl?
She can be my Nikon girl.
Joey L status?
Ooh, babe,
Polish
my lens. Who was?
I thought Steven was your partner.
Not.
Yeah.
I mean, we travel and
God.
stuff. It's enjoyable, but
Come on.
I don't sleep
That's
with
not
them.
what you told me last night.
I mean, yet. I mean, the night is young. Yeah. So, all right. How far in, just so I know, to keep time wise?
Hour 15.
Okay. A couple more. On the right, then we'll get to you with the cake. Well, wait a second. She brought me cupcakes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So on that same note, since back when you were touring, there are just so many moments that happen when you're backstage. How many pictures do you usually take during an entire tour of 6 weeks?
So how many pictures did I take during an entire tour? So when I was out with Perry Farrell for 6 weeks, like I said, I am a very selective shooter. I don't overshoot. I don't know the exact, because that was 2007. That was when I had a shaved head. That was when I started growing my hair in 2007. I think I had to have come home with under 2,000 images.
How did you back that up on the road, by the way? Just hard drives?
I had
or?
external hard drives.
Couple?
I had my old laptop. I left it on the laptop and on an external hard drive.
Gotcha.
But again, I was shooting a D2X 12 megapixels. So it was, not the best low light capability, but it was still enough. The images were pretty big still, because a 12 megapixel Nikon is basically a 25 megabyte file. So something like that. But if I can equate it to, say, a wedding, if I'm shooting a wedding, I'm probably shooting 600 to 700 photos, which I know people are like, blasphemy, you should be shooting 3,000.
I don't know about 3,000, but still sounds like not a lot.
I just want to see
I think at least
quality
1,000
keepers.
is kind of your standard, I feel like.
Well, yeah, that sounds good, but if I'm delivering images, I'm not delivering 1,000.
Yeah.
I want to deliver 400 solid keepers. And 1,000 is just the same shit over and over again.
Well, and most photographers, I feel like, would give them everything, where you would tend to just give them the selected picture.
So I had to learn. To learn. There were certain things, like if an image was slightly out of focus, but it was of an awesome moment, that they may love it.
But
right. I started to be too critical of the work, and that was hurting what they were getting. And then I would pull back, and I'd be like, I'd do one pass, and I'd be at 450 pictures. And I'd be like, yeah, you know what? They may like this. This may be something that's awesome. I'm going to put it there. But I've seen too many times with with wedding photographers, even good ones, where you see their portfolios and they're awesome, and then you see that they're delivering 2,000 images, and you're like, well, now I don't feel so awesome anymore, because everything is awesome. Because I don't feel that now that they take that, I don't care how many they take. Just give me the best of the best of the best with honors, sir. Yes.
So thanks for getting me on a Squarespace, first of all. Tom, I know me because of you for 3 years.
Boom.
Did you use my code?
I did.
This guy used my code.
Great. Totally worth it.
Thank you. So he used his code for Squarespace. He used my code, I mean.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
My question would be, as far as beginner advice goes, everyone says just shoot with the body you got, shoot with the lens you got, do something to stand out, find a niche. What advice would you actually give a beginner that's practical rather than just get out there and shoot? That's everyone's advice, you know what I mean?
What advice do I give a beginner to get out and shoot that's not just get out there and shoot because that's what everybody says? Correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Learn the fundamentals, capture the moment, understand what you're shooting, be good at that. More so, I mean, getting out and shooting is one thing, but if you're shooting shit, it doesn't matter. But if you understand composition and framing, and I keep getting crap for the whole not cropping thing. Still, I get crap for that. People are like, oh, well, you should be able to crop. And I'm like, well, challenge yourself to do it in the camera, to get closer, to anticipate. They're like, well, you don't know where everything's going to happen. I'm like, you have to anticipate and feel it. And that's part of being a photographer, is challenge yourself to do that stuff. That's what I would say, is understand the settings, understand the composition, challenge yourself there to do better images. I mean, does that help?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, good.
Yeah, I feel like you keep missing out.
I can't see behind me. Will you speak up? Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Go ahead.
I was wondering if you had heard about the Young clones yet?
I didn't understand Palmolive. I didn't understand
The young new clones. Have you heard about them? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
What's a young new clone?
The 51 8s and
I'm like,
the
is that a
35
new
F2s.
band? The young new clones?
We talked about it on Photo News last week.
I didn't. I'm like,
You
what
didn't
the hell's a
process
young
it at all?
new? Now I get it. Have I? What's the question?
You had heard about them and what you think about them, and if you might do any reviews on them.
I guess I should
We
do a
should.
review. We should probably have fun. I all that came to mind was going to a driving range and putting that lens down on the tee and freaking hitting it.
What's it, like $50 or something?
Yeah, we should do that.
We should.
We should just get it, and I'll bring out the 3-wood, and I'll just...
Which one's more durable, the Canon or the...
Dude, the golf test.
The golf
Fuck.
New
the
test.
driver test. Which one will go further?
Nikon's new 300. How does it compare to the old one?
Note to self. Driver test. At the driving range. Dude, nobody, cut this, bleep this. Don't let anybody hear this outside of this room.
Super secret.
No. It is. It would go far.
Oh yeah.
I'll get my Tiger Woods on, but
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Happy Gilmore.
Yes, Happy
That's
Gilmore.
what I mean.
Yeah. I haven't used it. I think we might as well order it for $50 freaking dollars. I'll order one up and we'll then drive range
Their
test
flashes and their flashes and triggers
yeah,
too.
so here's what I think about
I have
Young
a couple
New.
of them.
Or this is what I think about them. Unbelievable. They're really killing the market. Not killing in a bad way. They're doing the flash triggers that have really hurt Pocket Wizard. Pocket Wizards are still the standard, but when they found a way to make something that's like $60 and it's going to last and not be a problem, then good on them. It's a China thing. The other people have to start making stuff they have to get in the game.
Yeah.
They now have competition. All right, one. Oh shit.
7 more.
Yeah, go ahead, and then the Wu-Tang guy.
So it's me and then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I run a local music website as a way to promote my own photography.
Yes.
And other photography.
It's a good idea to run your own music website.
I think I got it from you.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
damn, that guy's smart.
But I promote mostly local bands, and while I love that, I know there's not as much money. How can I get just myself, because and not everybody else, but I use it as a way to network and to talk to people. But how can I I don't know, get to another level where I'm touring with bands or shooting bigger bands?
So he has a blog. He started with my help, or my idea, to start a music blog because that will help. Has it helped you get into shows?
Oh, absolutely.
See, exactly. He started a music blog to get into shows. Now he wants to know how does he take it to the next level and not just shoot local bands, but get on tour. Who cares about tour? No, I mean, you work with these young bands as they come through, and somebody's going to hit it. But you got to know that a lot of these bands do have young photographers with them all the time. Do you want to tour for the money or the prestige?
I mean, there's not really money. I don't do it
No.
for money. I do it because I love it.
For the love of the music, Jared.
Yeah, but it's like saying to a business person, they just do it because they love it, but they don't make any money at it. Because money is important to live.
Well, that's why I shoot the local guys. The money's not there, but moving up.
The money isn't even there for the national guys. Because then when you start shooting the national guy, and I'm not here to burst your bubble, your 99 red balloons, we can do it in German. 99 Luftballons. Did somebody just say 9?
Someone said 9.
It's I don't. The money isn't there. It's really not. But if you get to them, they don't. They have 8 million people throwing stuff at them, so it's a crapshoot. And yes, you may be able to get there, but you just have to. You get in with all the tour managers and you get in with the roadies. Become friends with those guys because they know everybody. Everybody. Like I'm here and I put up an Instagram and Gavin DeGraw's guitar player's like, "What are you doing in my town?" All right, so there's always somebody somewhere, and that's a fraternity of the road. There's a connection to everybody. So it's just knowing those people, and once you're on the inside, then people can reach out for you. But there's not a lot of money there. Cool. I hope so.
Just crushed his dreams.
I didn't mean to crush his dreams, but you have a music blog. You making money on the blog?
Last month I made $1.20.
Yes.
Off of what? $1.20, by the way. What was it?
I got a couple Google ads up.
Yeah, just get rid of the Google ads. Not worth dirtying your site for $1.20. Find a way to monetize.
Oh, I'm working on it.
Just find a way. Get some sponsors. Get some people to throw some money your way.
Oh, I got a business plan I'm working with.
Okay.
To get sales, yeah.
Wu-Tang.
So this is regarding the recent Nikon recall of the 750.
Yeah.
Would you like to see them actually make other tweaks to the 750 when they release it? Like maybe remove the AA filter?
It has an AA filter? All right. I reviewed it. I don't remember. It has an... Yeah, that's probably one of the things I was like, why didn't you take it out of it? You sure it has an AA filter?
He just got his today and has it.
You just bought it today? How'd you find one?
He ordered it before they made the recall.
So the things... It's a question about the D750. Is there any tweaks that I would make to it now that it's been recalled? It's been a silent recall because I know they asked all the stores to send them back. I still sit with mine. Mine's fine, except for that it happens every once in a while. But when they take care of it, I'll send it back into Nikon. Any tweaks? Honestly, no. That camera is pretty darn good for what it is. It was one of the best consumer range. Well, I mean, you could use it as a pro. It's very, very. It's a solid camera. So
I would like to see them do like a full articulating screen, like the D5500.
Yeah.
I think they finally
touchscreen.
Yeah, touchscreen.
Yeah, the touchscreen isn't bad.
Those two.
Yeah, something like that. But other than that, I think it was a pretty solid camera.
Mm-hmm.
$20 in the pot. That guy. Everybody look at that guy.
Everyone
that
look
guy
at
with the
him.
Tampa Bay
Right
Rays
there.
hat on. No big deal. Questions? You already had one. But did you have one yet?
Nope.
Go ahead.
More of a question on the video side. Do you have any advice with getting it from your computer to Facebook to YouTube without looking? I've tried like Handbrake and things like that to compress, and I can't figure it out.
Well, first of all, Facebook blows when it comes to video compression.
It's
so
going to
bad.
change.
I follow
just
the
bought a
exact
company.
rules, what they recommend.
They just bought a company.
Yeah, hopefully.
They bought a Pied Piper, basically. I
YouTube
talked
still
about
looks
this.
great, though.
So here's what we can do. Because I know that Facebook is 720 video, Steven uploads the full 1080 or whatever it is to YouTube. It fully processes. You can upload it private. Once that is fully done and it's been sitting there, I can download the MP4. I take the MP4 that YouTube gives me, and I load that into Facebook.
Because it looks terrible anyway.
I don't think it looks terrible. I personally don't think it
Facebook's
looks terrible.
end.
I don't think it looks that bad.
Well, you're blind.
Well, that's true. I think it's okay, but that's how I do it with Facebook. And Facebook video should not be ignored. Facebook video is going to be strong. They will monetize it at some point, which I don't care about them monetizing. Like, I'm not looking to make money off those videos. It's just more awareness. But Facebook is going to, already are doing it, are going to try to go after YouTube in any way that they can. When I put up that video the other day about YouTube and Facebook, Facebook taking that shot at YouTube, people were like, you shouldn't leave YouTube. I never said I'm leaving YouTube. I'm doing both. I'm going to where I'm giving people both options. I'm not stopping YouTube by any stretch because that's where I started and that's where I built. I'm not leaving. It's just another thing in conjunction to make sure that more eyes see it where they're at.
Yeah, if you actually pay attention really closely, YouTube, you actually put it up typically a couple hours before, then you put the Facebook video up for after, correct?
Yeah, I've been doing that. I'm still tweaking it, but I also know that when you post a link onto Facebook that's a YouTube embed, it doesn't get the reach as if you upload a video directly to Facebook.
I'm sure.
And that's why I'll continue to do it, because it's about that reach.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the reach. All right, that's we'll leave. It's time for Wheel of Fro.
Yeah.
Woo! Everybody's favorite thing is Wheel of Fro. Sam, how are we doing on these cameras? All right.
We got even a bigger wheel this week.
This is the bigger.
This is the new wheel.
This is yes, this is, okay.
The 80-inch wheel.
Okay, I have to look like this because I have to go around what's on the wheel. So at the top, we have plastic printers. Is this how I normally do Wheel of Fro?
Yeah, but it's hard to...
I know, it's hard to see that because we have it up on the big screen if anybody's actually listening at home and not looking. So on the wheel, we've got Adorama picks. If you land on the Adorama picks, you're going to get like a bunch of credit or something.
Bunch of money.
Stuff. I don't know, but they get some prints.
Yeah.
I'm working on Adorama picks to give us a new code for each week.
That'll be great.
Or each month. Mm-hmm. Where I want to start doing some things where you have to take advantage of it the first week of listening to Raw Talk. It's kind of like a marketing thing. But if I say you're going to get 35 or 40% off an Illumina, was that a flash?
First 3 songs are over.
What the? Flash photography? No! We're through. Professionally. We will never work again. No.
9.
Do I come to your work and go la-dee freaking da? La-dee da-dee da-dee da-dee? 9. Yeah. So I'm going to work on getting codes that you have to take action in the first week.
And they're always really good codes, like 40% off or something.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good. So on the wheel, Adorama picks. We got a Fro prize if it lands on that. We have audio blocks right there. Does anybody use audio blocks? Anybody do video? We have a guy that's half raising his hand. Does that mean yes or no?
It's yes.
Because one of my pet peeves is when you ask for a yes or no, yes,
not owning it,
and not owning it. That's a Gary Vee thing. I saw him curse people out on stage.
It's not nice.
Because he's asking, he's like, who does this? And people are like, he's like, that's a pussy hand raise. I hope they hear us over there. And he's like, own it. Anyway, I'm a big fan of owning it. Yeah, so you use audio blocks? How long have you been using it?
My company's been using it for at least a year.
He's been using it you like it?
I've used it for a few things myself, and yeah, they love it.
It's $99. You go to, audioblocks.com/go/fro for that 7-day free trial. They're giving you a 7-day free trial, but you have to put in a credit card. And what I've worked out with them is my suggestion is that after you put the credit card in,
there's a cheat to it.
There is a cheat. Cancel, or before the 7 days, make sure you cancel. And then they're going to send you an email that says, hey, we want your business, $99 for the year instead of $79 a month. That's the way that you do it.
Way better.
Well, we've had it for I've paid for it for 2 years now.
Has it been that long?
Well, I think it's been a full year.
It's definitely been a year.
And Todd has used it for
Todd's
at least
used it
2
for
years. Anyway,
when it was one website.
That's enough talking about them. You've used that. We've got Borrow Lenses, $250 in credit. What's that say? Think Tank Photo. Lands on that. Somebody gets a really cool bag. A question mark means you get anything on the wheel but the super duper expensive thing.
Ninja.
Rode microphone. Usually when Rode people land on that, we're giving them Video Mic Go's and probably Smart Labs at the same time. Mm-hmm. So they're getting that's like $200 worth of stuff.
We used the Video Mic Go earlier during the lecture.
Yeah, it's nice to throw in the bag. Anybody have a Video Mic Go for $99? It kind of takes care of almost everything for you. It's a pretty good option for $99 to get audio off of the camera. Sorry, away, not using the camera mic. What's that say? Squarespace?
Squarespace, yeah.
Phew. I can't see that far. Squarespace.com/fro is the place to sign up for Squarespace. I love it. Get your 10% off. Use the code FRO. Plastic Printers. Plastic Printers is giving 250 cards. Fro prize. What's that say? Black Rapid. Go to I got my own Black Rapid strap. Anybody have my own strap? My strap?
See, he does.
Nice. I have a few here if somebody wants one today at a very special price on FlexPay. I'll pick it. I'll decide what price it is when this is over because I haven't figured it out yet. They usually go for $70. Lightroom, you can get the Creative Cloud. Video Blocks, go to videoblocks.com/go/fro. That's similar to Audio Blocks, except they give you cut-ins. If anybody watched CES and saw any of Las Vegas Strip cut-in, that came from Video Blocks. Mm-hmm. And then the grand prize right there is if it lands on that is the Atomos Ninja 2, which is a $699 value. Check it out. Go to atomos.com. Take a look at those things. Rode microphone and Squarespace all over again. And I'm going to I won't say who's going to spin it yet. Why don't we see what it lands on? Or should I say who spins it first? Spin first and then pick? Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah. Do it.
Do it? Okay. Sam, wheel of... Oh, shit.
I forgot you come in the frame. Who's this guy? He looks just like you.
Spinning. I sound like Khloe Kardashian.
That's terrible.
That's the hairy one, right? What's that say? Road?
Road.
So congratulations. Oh, I got to pick somebody from here.
Yeah, we do.
I know who I'm going to... You can just leave it, Sam. We're good. Thank you. Yeah. Who am I going to pick? I have an idea. Do you know who I'm going to pick?
Who?
I'm going to pick...
The toddler?
No. What do you need a Rode mic for? To chew it? I'm going to pick somebody who doesn't have a selfie stick, is not wearing a bandana, but somebody that brought me cupcakes with cookies on them.
Aww.
How can you not? I don't know your name, but I'm going to need your name, email address, phone number, and address so that Rode can send you a microphone. What's your name? T? Spell it. Legally, I want to hear. THY, T. Congratulations, T. You're going to get some Rode microphones. Is that something you wanted? She's like, no. Fuck.
Awkward silence.
What did you want on the wheel? I'm going to just pick the next person.
Yeah, I'll take a Rode microphone.
No. Do you want a Rode mic? Will you be able to use it? Uh-oh. You landed on that. Is there anything else you would like instead?
She said the camera strap.
The camera strap's not happening. Sorry. We'll figure it out after. But thank you, Rode microphones, because she doesn't want your microphone. She doesn't need your microphone. But 17 other people raised their hands for the microphone.
Live podcasts.
T-H-E.
Why?
No, wait, that's the. Sorry. I think we've come to the end of the show.
I think we have too.
I've got to thank the University of South Florida, St. Petersburg, for giving us this amazing stage. I am going to have to get a stage for my loft now. Amongst other things.
Put the table on top?
What table on top? Of the stage?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're going to have a random stage in your kitchen.
My old place had a kitchen stage.
It did, actually.
It did.
You used to do Live from the Loft, right?
I did.
One episode.
Well, that was my old place. I did have a stage in there.
Yeah.
I want to thank USF. I want to thank Nathan for allowing us to speak to his class today. That was a hell of a lot of fun. I love talking. You guys will get to see that. As it's probably going to be a bonus audio track that you can download, as well as a video on the YouTube, and it won't go on Facebook because it was an hour and a half. Yes. Facebook now lets you do 25 minutes. I want to thank all of you guys for coming out. Give yourself a round of applause. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? 9? Somebody said 9. So what I want to do, as I always do, I want to do the sign out. But the sign out, you guys know your part, right? Oh, good. They know their part. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
I'm going to sign out. Thank you. And thank you to Squarespace for making all of this possible as well. Thank you for watching Raw Talk episode number 117. Go to FroKnowsPhoto.com/RawTalk -117.
There you go.
From Florida, Jared Polin. FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya!